So Camilla, what does diversity look like here in Deloitte with you?
Diversity to us very much means aiming at diversity of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And historically we've been a very homogeneous culture, attracting talents from the same kind of schools and studies,
Mm-hmm.
and also building more men in the organization than women.
Yeah.
So as we increasingly want to mirror society and increasingly want to span a broader type of competences and go to market with more offerings, we also need to look at how we are attracting talents and whether we are attracting both the right profiles but also getting our fair share, for instance, of females from the universities and schools. So diversity for us is very broad in that sense, but at the moment we are focusing on females.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I'm saying, historically, the way we've been working and the way we've been set up
Mm-hmm.
has attracted more men than females, and therefore we have a very uneven balance
Okay.
of men and women.
So you have to start somewhere with diversity.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yes.
But okay, these thoughts that you're sharing here, they seem really great.
Mm-hmm.
But on a more concrete level, how do you actually go about implementing that into your culture? That must be difficult.
Mm-hmm. Right, and it is, and I think it's a long haul that we have ahead of us still. We've been working on this for a few years now, and what we do is, for instance, when we want to attract a more heterogeneous group of people to Deloitte, we have redesigned the way we go to the schools and universities, how we do career fairs and case competitions to attract more females. We see that females are more inclined to attend our sessions and events if they're more team-oriented, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So we've redesigned those, and we see already that now we are attracting more females. These are the young generations,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have for the more experienced females in our organization, we see that we lose them when they start building a family. So coming back from maternity leave is a really sensitive and fragile time of your career, because you now need to balance both being a mother and wanting to maintain your career in Deloitte.
Okay.
So we've made it possible to go on part-time. We've made home services available so that you can get support for cleaning and cooking, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that we want people to work more and then skip the cooking,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so that you can prioritize how you want to spend your time.
Okay.
We find it really important that we support the females after maternity leave. So we're also training our leaders to have the right kind of dialogue and set the expectations really clear
Mm-hmm.
when you come back, so that everybody knows whether they want to work as they used to or whether they are going on a lower intensity scale.
Okay, so great initiatives, and now you are going to probably be a more diverse culture in the future. Are you already starting to see some effects of the initiatives that you're doing? What is it doing to your culture?
We are. So for attraction, we are definitely seeing that we are attracting more females.
Mm-hmm.
We are also becoming better at retaining females after they have children.
Mm-hmm.
We also see that now we need to pay attention to the men who have children while working in Deloitte, because it seems to be probably a little bit more taboo for the men to come back and ask for working part-time. So there we need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then still ahead of us, we need to do a lot more in terms of how we promote females.
Mm-hmm.
We are working on it, and we are structuring it differently so that we have a different type of conversation and focus on the females in terms of whether they're ready or not for promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And here it seems we're struggling with unconscious bias.
Yes.
So being able to address your prejudice or your preconceived ideas about what a woman is able to do, whether she is commercial enough and whether she is ready to be promoted. This is a little bit more into the leadership role and the competences of our leaders that we have to address.
Okay. And do you see that it's giving you a competitive advantage that you now are onboarding more women, or is it too early to say?
We get a lot of really positive response from outside of Deloitte on what we're doing. So I think it is something that people are noticing. I think it's probably too early to say that we are succeeding with it, but at least paying attention to it and trying to do something, not just the talk, but also in everyday work. I think it makes a lot of sense to other people, and I have definitely people calling me up and asking whether this is really true that we are now providing, for instance, child's second and third day of illness, that you can take time off to be with your family when they are sick, the kids are sick, and whether it's true that we are now providing mentors for senior females. So these small initiatives are sort of bringing back echoes from outside our organization, which is really positive.
Okay, that's so great, and it's so important what you're doing, so thank you.
Thank you too.